Who would you consider to be a Nazi today? I don't know. I don't really care. This is the issue that I'm having with these conversations right now, okay? Why don't people just genuinely engage with the real convos that should be raised regarding a conversation with extreme characters online, how to respond to deal with it rather than hurt her, you won't say my word? Well, because they want to bring in the normativity of the word. That's what they want. So they'll be like, this position, this position, this position, this position, this. So these are like the political positions that people have. And these are the things that I'm most interested in arguing with. This is what I want to fight about. I want to fight about what you think about that, or what you think about this, or what you think about that. But people seem more concerned with like, can we group all of these together and call them this? And it's like, I don't know why. Like, because the problem is that this is one definition of Nazi. It might include these traits. Here's another definition of Nazi. It might include like these traits. Here's another definition of Nazi. It might include like these traits. Here's another definition of Nazi. Might include, we'll say these traits. Maybe it encompasses something else here, right? And then there's like, maybe there'll be like another definition of Nazi that includes, we'll say it branches out over here and includes this trait. And people are fighting over like, what's your definition of Nazi? And this is the entire conversation of the sub. Is it this? Is it that? Why would you call him this? If he meets it, well, he did this, he said that, and he did this, and he's like, okay, hold on, wait. I don't care about any of this. Okay, I just want to focus on these things. This is what I talk about. This is what I do. I'm not interested in like giving you a particular political label or assigning you or ascribing to you some shit. I don't really care. If you think that like black people are degenerate, let's talk about that. If you think that Jews are behind everything in the media, okay, let's talk about that. If you think that like immigration should be only white, let's talk about that. If you think that there's like a broader conspiracy in society for a great replacement, let's talk about that. These are the things that I want to talk about. It's always been the things that I want to talk about. I don't care about anything else. If you want to obsess over like, is this person a Nazi, blah, 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 that's fine. And I shouldn't even strawman you like that. I don't want to use the strawman voice. Is this person a Nazi? That's a fine conversation to have. But you can go have it somewhere else. I don't really care that much about this. Because the problem is that when I use this definition, let's say that I define Nazi like this, okay? What you really want, this is what you really want, okay? These are the positions that people have. You don't care about these though. What you really want is you want this. And this thing right here is your moral condemnation. That's what you're looking for. People are looking for this thing, which is bad. Nazi, bad. This is what you want. And the problem that people are running into, you might not realize this, but the problem that you're running into is that I'll talk about this, and I'll talk about that, and I'll talk about this, and I'll talk about, and you're like, no. I need you to call him a Nazi. And when you call him a Nazi, you're pretending that it's because, well, look, Destiny, he's got this and that and that and that. Is he a Nazi? You don't care about that, though. What you really want is you want this. That's what you want. You want the moral condemnation. That's all you're concerned about. And this thing here is the last thing in the world I care about. I don't give a fuck about this thing. Because to include this thing, it already excludes anybody that would consider themselves any of these things. They're necessarily not going to see themselves as evil. They're obviously, because they believe these things. But it's telling because we'll agree on this and we'll agree on that and we'll agree on this and we'll agree on that. And then you'll get mad pretending that I'm not grouping these things together. You're like, why won't you just call them a thing? It's like, well, why do you care? If we already agree on all this shit, why do you care if I call him a thing or not? And you're like, because you're obfuscating, because you're hiding what he really is. Well, what am I hiding? If I agree on this, tell me for Nick Fuentes, and this would be a challenge to the subreddit. What am I hiding about Nick Fuentes when I'm calling him this, this, or this, or this, or this? And the answer is like, well, you won't call him a Nazi. Why do you care if I don't call him a Nazi, if I identify as a person? And the real reason is because you want this. You want this here. This is what I'm hiding by not calling him a Nazi. I'm not including the he is evil or bad part. That's the issue. But that's just the part that I don't really care about. I don't care about this. I just don't really give a fuck about it. I'm not interested in like levying that. Maybe I will like in a personal convo or in some other things, but yeah.